Come on. Got the ducks going. We're swimming, we're just a going swimming. That's what we're all doing. We are swimming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm dancing away because we're swimming. We're just swimming along in this journey of life. Here we go. One more time. It's still going up the mountain. That's what we're doing. We're still going up the mountain, but it's not too bad. There's some positive breakthroughs that are coming. Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Neptune is going forward. Yeah. So the fog is starting to lift, which is good thing because he's been retrograde like for 5 or 6 months, which is normal. But for me, I always find Neptune retrograde a very interesting time. It's and well, he's in his home sign too, which is quite quite nice, I think sometimes. But I feel like when he goes forward, it's like almost every time he goes forward, I always feel a oh, okay, all right. Even though it might feel a little bit of a rush, a little bit of, the waves coming up and hitting your face, and you're just like, whoa, oh, it's a little colder than what I wanted. It's a little colder in places on my body than I expected. But it is this refreshing, highly spiritual energy that comes in with it. And it's I find there's a refreshment that goes along with that, and a refreshment that happens with it. And I know with Saturn being there, it's where Neptune is proving that I am the spiritual one. I am, this is where I am. I am the ruler. I am at home, right? Saturn has been since 2017 to 2023 when he went into Pisces in March. He's been in his home signs. Like, he's been doing his own thing. He's been ruling since 2017. So he's really dominated. He's like dominated the charts. Like, he's been number one at the charts for a hell of a long time. And this is like, no, we don't want you as number one. This is when you play the same, you turn the radio on, and it's since 2017, it's been like the song that you dread. That's Saturn at the top of the charts. It's a song that you find like, "Oh my god, that's so annoying. You're playing Taylor Swift again." Well, it could be Taylor Swift, it could be anybody, but, this is where, because Saturn is a hard ass. Saturn wants you to learn the lessons or die. That's what Saturn is. Learn the lessons or die. And when he came in 2017, that was a radical change for me. It was a radical change on how I do my business. It was a radical change in my approach to my business. It really spun me around after many years of moving around and dealing with um a child who is very sick, and who is still very sick. But anyways, but this was a change. I mean, we moved into a beautiful duplex, and things just it was just a different energy. But then as he started drawing Saturn, Saturn started drawing to the end of Aquarius, and of course he hits my, I have a Saturn return. That's when it was like, okay, this ride is over. Radical change is coming in again. And it's the radical change is going to be one that is going to be an in-depth spiritual one. And watching how it unfolded, not only for myself, but in the world around us, I see a strong, the word radical keeps coming into my head. So a resurgence of a deeper spiritual connection. a deeper spiritual connection in the world around us. And Neptune wants to bring us to that. He also would love, like this is like, especially coming into this week and into the weekend. I mean, he's this is not a time to go off and try and lose yourself. This isn't a time. This is like you're still, Mercury is in Capricorn and he's going to be going retrograde on the new moon. And we have Pluto there still. This isn't a time to sort of like go off on a total spiritual retreat in the woods to try and lose yourself, because you could lose yourself in not the way you would like to lose yourself, right? This isn't a time to go on a crazy 5-day ayahuasca journey. That's, it's spiritual, but it's not spiritual to the intent that you go and try and the word lose yourself, right? It's not about losing yourself. This highly spiritual time, this energy that's coming in, there is a lot to figure out in our lives. But with Pluto being in Capricorn, it has to, we have to find those foundations. I mean, we have Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus. I mean, that's the starting or the basis of a foundation, right? And because it's the second house, so it's the basis of finding that foundation, where Capricorn is the 10th house. And it's like, okay, we got the footers in, now we got to make sure we have that base in. And Pluto's been forcing us since 2008 to figure that shit out, and in trying to figure out how we build up from here, how do we create from here. This is where Neptune comes in to say, if you're wanting to base this, if you want to, it's not just bricks and mortar, it's spiritual self. It's coming into that part where people don't want to. Now, there's a resurgence right now for a lot of Gen Zers or whatever they're called, on really, they're reading the Quran, they're following the Quran, and many of them are converting. And I find, because they don't have a basis, they don't have a full understanding, right? And a full understanding of who they are, or trying to find that spiritual self. And a lot of them are going into this blindly and not knowing what the negative parts to it. I mean, that, with any religion, there's positive and negatives with them, right? But some things that are written within the Quran, and the treatment, the treatment that is that happens not only to women but to the LGBTQ plus community, and the things, because they're not very tolerant on things like that. So this is where it's like you're going to get an over obsession. A lot of people are going to be over obsessing over things, and wanting to declare their truth, their righteousness with that also. So that's that's sort of like the dark, sinister side. There's like, when I've been watching the Gypsy series. Gypsy marriages, and because to them, you marry for life. And there's been women within the Gypsy community that have stood up and divorced, and after they have, like, one woman has like 7 children, God bless her, but she's having, and he fucked off, like he's not even, anyways, total dickwad. Anyways, having to stand up because of traditions that were forced upon her, saying that, okay, you marry for life, even if your husband is an asshole, even if your husband does not treat you right, you went into this, right? So there's that part of that Neptunian energy that can take it into being very demanding, and a spiritual demand on people in a negative way. Okay. So just, and in that can lead to people who can get lost within drugs and alcohol, right? Because Neptune is the drug lord, and get lost in the craziness of the media. That's the other part too. When this other part too. Remember, because it's a yin and a yang. There's always two sides to it. There's this other beautiful part that's coming in right now as we're building up to this new moon. This new moon is like phenomenal. I'm going to say it is like out of moons for this year, this one has the shit, man. This new moon that's coming in is a very positive, transformational, very community driven, higher learning moon. And that's the whole thing, because that's what Sag is. Sag is the university, getting your doctorate. That's what Sag is. Gemini is the sign that you're learning things, you're learning a trade, you're learning and you're understanding the world around you. You are learning high school and getting a diploma and things like that, and learning things on social media. And that's Gemini. When we get to Sag, we're getting into the higher learning. We're getting into the spiritual realms. We're moving into a realm that is not only within the crown chakra, but we're going into our higher selves of who we are. And as we are doing that, many people can get very lost, can get very overwhelmed with it. Because now with doing that, here's the thing. You become 100% responsible for your reality. That's the crazy shit. And when you have to become 100% responsible for your reality, a lot of people don't want to become 100% for their reality. Let me go find an easier way. Let me go find an easier way. Let me go find something that I can just they'll tell me how to do it and how I should think and how I should be. Hence, you get a lot that are coming in that are not questioning what they're reading, questioning what is coming before them. That's the whole thing. When you're going on a spiritual journey, it's there, but also to question what's going on. I see a black dot. I think that might be on my eye. You know, uh, um, to question what is there, to really investigate so you can go and find something more deeper. It's like, okay, you want to know about the fairy realm? Well, you just don't go stand in the middle of a fairy ring and say, "Ooh, fairies, come and find me." And just like not warning people to do that. It's not a good thing. You want to find out more. What is the fairy realm about? What is that energy, about? What is the queen of the fairies? What is the lord of the fairies? Like finding about the mystical and mythical energy, right? And Charlene goes, "Fuck no." That's what you want to do. You want to go and you want to investigate. It's just like, even if you want to learn more about, um, you know, pagan and witchcraft or the Druids, you got to learn about this. You got to understand, what it is to create a spell. What does it mean when you create a spell on certain moon phases, right? And asking those questions. What is it, to draw the moon, right? I mean, hey, I've done some crazy shit when I was stepping in on this journey and just wanting to have the lords, these gods, fix everything for me because shit's not going the way I want it. But it is through learning. It's just like I had to go back to my basic learnings of what I have learned when I was younger, which was Catholicism and being a Catholic. I was blessed being raised in a family that said question, which got me a lot of trouble when I went into catechism, which is Catholic education, because I questioned things. I wanted to know why did this happen? What is going on? Why are the women always in the kitchen? Don't ask these questions. It just is. Where I had, thank goodness, I had people around me that would take the time to explain. But that's the whole thing. Even in Judaism, if Judaism asks you question everything. This is a parable. Question the parable. What is the parable meaning? When was the parable written? What was going on in history at that time? How is that relatable to our time? Right? And that's where I think with Neptune going forward, it's a time for us not only to step into the refreshment of things, but to get a new perspective, because the landscape is beginning to change. Am I this is just bugging me the way my shirt is. It's beginning to change. So what is changing within now I'm going to show you my boobs. You think it's a different type of scope today, baby. Um this is where we begin to question the things around us. We begin to really look at the world and start to really get a better understanding, right? Of how these conflicts happen. How do these conflicts happen within me? And really taking a perspective of myself first, and as we go forward, so that we can go with the flow without losing our mind, right? This is where the moon is coming in, and it's wanting to chill, to try to find a harmony, to try to find balance. And Venus at 2 degrees is she's this is where she was last year with the solar eclipse in 2022. So Venus is great, it's big, it's a massive purge. So where she was when the solar eclipse happened in Scorpio of last year, this is where it's like, oh, okay. Because Scorpio is the taboo, is the depths. If anybody's ever taken my classes, everybody says I really strip away things from and have them coming out refreshed and renewed. And that's where we're at. It's like now Venus is there. She's in detriment, but she's also seeing that, oh wow, there's so much I have released in this last year that was no longer in my alignment. And that could be a job, that could be a house, that could be a relationship, that could be anything. It could be, things like, oh, well, I used to, you know, it could be, oh, God forbid, a coffee shop. But it could be something of this mundane world to something that is spiritual. It could be a belief that you had spiritually for so long that you found over this year that it's like, oh my goodness, that doesn't align with me. That doesn't feel right. I feel this is where I'm drawn. I'm more drawn to go into the cathedral of the forest than to the cathedral of a church, of a brick and mortar. I feel more drawn, or it could be the opposite way. I feel more drawn to go to the bricks and the mortar because I feel that protection. I feel that nuances. I get it. 'Cause either way, I feel it. I feel it. I could go into a cathedral and just there's even if I go into St. Mary's downtown here and I go into the cathedral and there is um an altar off to the side that is to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and oh my goodness, the power, because so many prayers have been said there, and I go and I could sit there and I could feel the power of those prayers, and the prayers of asking for her to come for the guidance, asking, and then I'm just like, oh my God, here's a bunch of Catholics who believe in Jesus Christ as God, right? You know, they're praying to the Virgin Mary, a goddess, the Queen of Heaven, and the power that she has. And I'm just like, oh my God. So that perspective, right? That feeling. I feel like this is what Neptune wants to give you. It wants to give you this perception. This is where that, when we find that this month, last year in the month plus, that with this, the solar eclipse that was in Scorpio, that conjuncted Venus last year, taking us with a Neptune that's going direct into moving into a different slide, a different post, a different nuance. And that's what I feel where this energy is this day, and as we're building up to this new moon, which is next Tuesday. And this is a very positive, constructive, beautiful, loving energy. It's an energy that wants to come in to caress you, an energy that wants to help to guide you. And this is when the universe, when through all the crap that we've been going through and everything, and the craziness and the squares, and it's yeah, there's still warpness out there. Yes, Neptune does control the media. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff that's coming through, but it's like, you know what? I'm not going there. I'm going to go over here. I need to step into the caress. I need to step into this nuance. I need to step into the foam of the water and feel that that beauty that's around me. And learning that this reality is what we are learning is or isn't, or what we're still learning. This is like putting into our values and what we cherish and bringing forth what we cherish. And I find that there is a Gen Zers haven't been given that. For some reason, it got lost. For some reason, the parents didn't give that to them. For they were lost or felt lost in some ways, or they were still trying to find out what they needed to find, because maybe their parents were the baby boomers or the Gen X's, right? They were trying to figure out their spirituality their way, right? So it's sort of like you can lose things within 3 generations. 3 generations. Think about it. Grandmother, mother, daughter. By the daughter, and the daughter has a child, everything that the grandmother had can be lost. That's scary shit. That's scary shit. Because grandmother probably had a great wealth of knowledge, but somehow the grandmother didn't pass it on to the mother. And the mother was still searching and trying to find out from her mother. And that's even from the grandmother to her mother to her grandmother. So now you are going, follow me here. So the grandmother, great grandmother, great great grandmother, great great grandmother. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generations. Doesn't take much. Each one, we lose a little bit of something. We lose a little bit of something. Now we have this energy that's coming in, this beautiful, that's saying, no, we want to regain it. We want to learn it. We want to ingest it. We want to understand it. We want to expand from it. And as we do, we move forward in such a new way. Power, power, beautiful power coming in, beautiful power coming in. So this is deeper self-worth, deep within. And with this Mercury that's going to be going retrograde, this is why I love astrology. Mercury going retrograde at 8 degrees is related to January 12th, 2020, and the energies of January 12th of 2020. And we all know what happened there. And this is like this Mercury going over this spot at 8 degrees in Capricorn is really going to open up some new communications or information. It's going to start digging it up because it's already went in, and we're starting to see craziness, right? Starting to see some craziness in the news and sort of things in the news, right? It's going over, and then it's going to go back over. So pay attention to the information that comes through, because as it goes back into Sagittarius, it's going to lose a little bit there, but we still have to sort of find our footing, and then it's going to come back forward, and it's not going to come to a clarity till January 2024. That's going to be like, that's where some crazy information that's going to come forth that is going to blow our mind. Just putting it out there. And that we're going to find how much people didn't come into their spiritual self. So this is a balancing in solutions and growing in the learning of what we need to learn and expand with. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's pull in some cards. Let's pull some cards. Let's pull some cards, baby. Now, oh, that everybody already knows we're aliens. That's nothing. Being aliens, that's nothing. Oh, and by the way, from yesterday, Charlene got back into her store. She got back into her store and she didn't lock herself out today. So kudos to Charlene. Let's give it out to her. We'll do the snaps. Snap, snap, snap. We're doing the snaps. If you ever watch Legally Blonde, you'll know what the snaps are. Oh, and just another off the topic, and I saw the preview today. It's not coming out till I think 2025, the new Harry Potter. Oh my God. I was so excited, and I saw it. I sent it to my daughter. I got chills. I'm a Harry Potter fan, have been Harry Potter. My kids and I, we stood in line for the first Harry Potter. My kids read all their books. I cannot wait, and it will have Harry Potter in it. Oh my God. It's going to be awesome. 2024? Oh, could be. I'd have to go look up what I sent Olivia. I thought it said 2025. But anyways, if it's 2024, woohoo! Anticipation. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I could find out now. I gotta find out now. Now I'm all curious with this. Hey, you gotta follow me. Follow, like, and subscribe. Yes. Bum, bum, bum. Won't let me do it. Hi. No, that's okay. We won't do it there. There we go. If it's 2024, it'll be awesome. Teaser trailer, and maybe it is 2024. I think you're right. It's 2024. It says teaser trailer 2024. So yeah, I thought it was 2025, but that's even better. So let's bring out Harry Potter for 2024. We'll sure in the hell need it, that's for sure. Yeah, baby. Makes my day. I'm looking for it. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Makes you kind of think, because movies are always a reflection of what's happening into our reality. I'm looking forward to that one. So, what else? So my readings right now are on sale. I still have it up. So not all the spaces were filled. So I still have that on for $30. I'm not going to be doing too much posting today because I got Mateus is home with me again. He's going to be home for the rest of the week. He's not feeling well. And my meditation, if you want to join me in January on Sundays, I'm going to be starting a meditation, Sunday meditation. And for January, it's $20 for the whole month of January. So if you want to do meditations with me on Saturday, I should say on Sunday, let me know. And I'll put you down for Sunday's meditation. And I think I'm going to be having them probably around 10 o'clock in the morning, my time, for these meditations. Could be earlier, but Those will be for meditations in January. So I have that. That's going to be happening. I'm looking forward to those meditations on Sunday. That's going to be fun. We also have the peek into 2024, December 30th. And I know a lot of people aren't thinking that because they're probably thinking about Christmas right now. They're not thinking about, what about 2024? But the peek into 2024, if you would like to join me, it's $30 and it is recorded. And it's probably about 4 hours because we go through the whole year. The whole year. 2024. Crazy, man. Crazy. Whew. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. What? The 10 of Earth. Well, the work that you've done, the things that you've done in life, enjoy them. Enjoy what you've created. Enjoy what you've made. This is about looking at the financial security, looking at the family that you have, finding the magic in the world that you have created, especially when it comes to the family that's around you. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. And with that, Page of Air. That's, maybe things aren't moving the way that you want it. You want, yeah, this is great. I have this, but you're looking for something new. You're looking for a renewal. You want it to move now. You want this movement to happen. But we're still climbing up the mountain, right? Pluto's in Capricorn. We're still going up. And if anybody's ever climbed up the side of a mountain, yeah, it's not easy. It's not just a jolly jaunt, down a track. It's, you're going up the mountain. So there are times you're going to have to rest. There are times you're going to have to really honor yourself and take care of yourself, upon this journey. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Make sure you're eating the right foods. This is where it's like, yeah, I mean, you think things are challenging. That could be a little bit more challenging with that, as it comes in. And then we have the Page of Earth or the Knight of Earth. So that means it's slow and steady. The Knight is the guy who makes sure everybody gets home from the bar safely and up in the morning to write their final exam. That's what the Knight of Page is. He's practical. He says, this is what we're doing. This is the time we have to be. We can't be late. We're going to be here. So that's what the Knight is. It's trying to bring in the practicality. And everybody else wants, I want to have this other magic and bring me the sprinkles and I want the quick fix. And that's not where it's at. It's not the quick fix, even with Neptune going forward. Neptune, you want to go swim out into the ocean quickly. Good luck. Good luck. You're going to find that there's currents, that there is waves and riptides that will take you in directions that you didn't even think you could go. And if you are not being the steady force and taking the steps and understanding, and maybe the riptide comes in and then you have to swim with it and you have to go down, because sometimes when that takes you down, when you go down, and this is what scares the hell out of me with oceans, but it could take you all the way down. Now you have to go to the bottom before you can come to the top with some of these currents. You have to follow it before it can bring you up. But that's where you could panic. That's where you could get very frustrated because you want it. No, I want to go back up. But in it, it's going to take you into another spot where you're going to be free and clear, where you're going to find that things are going to be feeling a lot better than where you were to begin with. So trust in that. Trust in that slow and steady movement, because it is your guardian angels coming in to help to guide you. And sometimes they're, yeah, they're not as loud as what you would like. Or maybe they're too loud and you want to wear earmuffs and you're like, no, I've heard this before. So just honor yourself with this journey. So on that note, let me know if you want a reading, $30. And if you are wanting to participate in any of those wonderful things that I'm offering, just let me know. And have a blessed one, everybody. So may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Thank you so much for being a part of my community. Take a look at my Facebook page, Instagram. It'll have all of the things that I'm offering at this time. And the $30 sale for the readings is going to be short-lived. And have a blessed one. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. See y'all later.